Egypt has been called the land of the pharaohs, an endless landscape of sand and sun. In most places, time is measured in years, but here in... I said no camels. I was so specific. They hate me, and I don't care for them very much. Can we do this? Can we work together? Is it possible? I know, I'm heavy. Let's get through this. We can do it. Come on. Here we go. Okay, where was I? In most places, time is measured in years. In Egypt, it's measured in kingdoms and dynasties. And beneath these shifting sands are the remains of one of humanity's most glorious civilizations.
Egypt has been in the civilization business for 5,000 years, pioneering ideas like the calendar, astronomy, paper, irrigation, makeup, and even breath mints. Look it up. As an empire, ancient Egypt gets going around 3100 BC under the reign of the pharaoh Menes. More pharaohs follow in 3 periods known as the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, and the New Kingdom. Eventually, lots of outsiders invade and conquer, including Alexander the Great, who ushers in the Greeks, until finally, the whole thing falls to Rome. But the story of ancient Egypt is still being discovered. Even here, at a place everybody thinks they know.
The Pyramids of Giza. 4,500-year-old monuments to death and immortality. This is the Great Pyramid of Khufu. It is the only one of the remaining original 7 wonders of the ancient world, and until the 19th century, it was the tallest man-made structure on the planet.
Soaring 480 feet above the desert floor, the Great Pyramid contains 2 million blocks, each averaging about 2.5 tons. And just beyond are the pyramids of Khafre and Menkaure. But if you ride behind the pyramids, you see things from a different perspective.
I guarantee that every photo you've ever seen of the pyramids just features the big 3. But in fact, there are 9 pyramids here at Giza, and incredibly, 6 of them are dedicated to women, including this one. And just the fact that queens and princesses had their own pyramids totally defies our modern expectations about the influence and the power of women in the ancient world. And perhaps the best example of that can be found right over this hill. I don't think there's any monument in the world more mysterious looking than the Great Sphinx. It has been standing guard here for more than 40 centuries. As a work of art, it is unparalleled. It is carved out of the solid bedrock, the body of a fearsome lion. The head is human, most likely the pharaoh Khafre, whose pyramid stands directly behind it. Now, the lower area of the Sphinx is off limits to the public, but today I've been given special access to get up close and personal with the world's most famous feline. Come on. When you view it from above or from the side, what most people don't see is what's actually hidden at the base. This is known as the Dream Stela. It was erected a full 1,000 years after the Sphinx was carved. And it tells the story of an Egyptian prince who came to rest here in the shadow of the Sphinx. And while dreaming, the Sphinx spoke to him and told him that one day he would become a great leader. And the dream turned out to be prophetic, because he became one of Egypt's great pharaohs, Thutmose IV. But his reign, and indeed his very existence, would never have been possible without one of his extraordinary ancestors, a ruler named Hatshepsut, whose legacy was almost erased from history.
To investigate why one of Egypt's most powerful rulers was nearly forgotten, I sell my camel to a nearby glue factory and fly over 300 miles south to one of Egypt's ancient capitals. Back then, it was known as Thebes, Today, it's known as Luxor. I touch down at dusk and stroll along what was once a mile-long road lined with over 1,000 statues. Part of the avenue was built by the mysterious Queen Hatshepsut. It leads to the spectacular ruins of one of Thebes' greatest temples.
These are the famed ruins of Luxor, which was, of course, the world's first hotel and casino. Sadly, nothing survives today of the original buffet area, which was famous throughout ancient Egypt for its all-you-could-eat crab claws. I may need to read up on this place. I could be wrong.
Before long, the sun is up again, and so am I. To learn why Hatshepsut, one of the greatest queens in history, is nowhere to be found in history, I walk to a nearby temple that redefines the word huge. These are the hallowed halls of Karnak, a place of immensity and eternity, a maze of blocks and effigies where man and gods meet.
This is one of the largest religious structures on Earth, a collection of temples dedicated to the Egyptian gods.
Talk about a showstopper. I'm a pretty well-traveled guy, and I can tell you there are only a handful of places on Earth that can reduce me to awestruck silence. At the center of the site is the Great Hippostyle Hall, a jungle of columns in the shape of soaring papyrus stalks.
Karnak is more than 3,500 years old, and one of the reasons it's so huge is that it was added onto by many different rulers, including Egypt's mysterious queen, Hatshepsut.
To get the full story of who she was, I meet up with Baha Gaber, the director of the Karnak archaeological site.
Do you still marvel at this place for as many times as you've probably walked through here?
Yes, every day, in every hour.
In the West, I think most people probably have never even heard the name Hatshepsut. So why should we have heard her name?
She was one of the great builders in the ancient world.
The greatness of a pharaoh is measured in monuments, and among Karnak's greatest contributors was Hatshepsut, a queen of the 18th dynasty who came to power around 1479 BC after the death of her husband and half-brother Thutmose II. She oversaw Egypt's golden age and a period of unprecedented construction, and one of the most impressive things she built is right here in the middle of Karnak.
Wow, look at that. How big is it?
Almost 100 feet.
Incredible.
This is the tallest standing obelisk in the ancient world, meant to symbolize the union of heaven and earth, a kind of spiritual antenna to the gods.
What's inscribed on it?
The names and the titles of the Queen Hatshepsut.
And what about the more complex stuff at the top?
To see the inscription, obviously, we can't climb 100 feet up. But lucky for us, Hatshepsut built 2 obelisks that are identical. The other one fell over, so we can read the inscription.
Great.
Let's go.
Nearby, we find the twin to the ancient obelisk, which gives us a closer look at its shocking inscriptions.
What are we seeing here?
Queen Hatshepsut standing with the god Amun-Re.
This is Hatshepsut here.
Yes, she has a false beard, a short kilt.
The beard is something that is traditionally thought of as masculine, but here she is donning this fake beard.
Yes, because she wasn't just a queen, she was a pharaoh.
A proper pharaoh of Egypt.
Exactly.
She has been called the first truly powerful woman in history. She not only ascended the throne to become a pharaoh, but she donned clothing traditionally reserved for men. She further empowered her female identity by positioning herself as the offspring of a god.
If you look right here, you will see Sat in Get F, which means daughter of the god from his body. Daughter, not a son.
So she's still proclaiming herself as a woman, but she's also saying,
I'm a pharaoh.
so she was a badass.
Yes,
We can say that.
we can say that.
Okay, so if she's so powerful, why don't we know her name?
To understand that, we have to cross to the city of the dead, to the other side of the river Nile.
City of the Dead.
I'm in Egypt on a mission to find out why Hatshepsut, a powerful female pharaoh, is all but forgotten by history. So I follow my expert guide, Baha Gaber, down to the riverbank, where we board a traditional boat known as a felucca to learn more about the lost queen. We're making the crossing in a vessel named after another woman of legend.
The Nile really is the reason this whole civilization is here, right?
Of course, without the Nile, it will be no Egypt. It will be just desert.
The boats all sail the same river that has been the lifeblood of Egypt, sustaining the agriculture, transport, and industry of the people here for over 5,000 years. It's also the physical manifestation of one of humanity's most powerful metaphors, the line between life and death.
Here in Egypt, the river Nile divided the land into the east and the west. The east when the sun rises, so this is the side of living, and the west, where the sun sets, it means the side of the dead.
All right, let's go to the land of the dead.
The name probably isn't helping real estate prices around here, but it's where one of Hatshepsut's most enduring structures remains. Crossing over to the western shore, we continue on foot to our first stop. And it is spectacular.
Welcome to the mortuary temple of the Queen Hatshepsut.
Look at the size of this place.
This is Deir al-Bahri, one of Egypt's most phenomenal shrines. It's not a burial, but a place to make offerings of devotion to a pharaoh who went against tradition by seizing her own destiny. When Hatshepsut's husband, Thutmose II, died, his son, Thutmose III, was next in line for the throne, but was too young to assume power. So in 1478 BC, Queen Hatshepsut became pharaoh and ruled for 21 years until the day she died, leading the empire into a golden age of construction and wealth.
So this is not a tomb, this is a mortuary temple.
Yes, this is the statue of the Queen Hatshepsut. She still has the face of a woman, but in a form of the god Osiris.
Osiris was the Egyptian god of the dead, and the depiction of Hatshepsut as Osiris makes a powerful statement about her authority as a leader.
I mean, if I put up a temple with 36 statues of Josh here, it would be beautiful. It would be tasteful.
Of course.
But it seems egotistical, doesn't it?
Yeah, but a pharaoh wasn't just a ruler. He was a god.
Right.
This is the temple of a god.
Baha brings me inside Hatshepsut's temple, passing by her cartouche, a three-symbol signature representing life, stability, and power.
This is her stamp, this is her seal, this is how we know it's her site.
Yes.
This is like the world's first emoji.
Yes?
The vast temple is covered with scenes depicting the queen's achievements, which were many. She commanded what may have been the largest army in the ancient world and sent a massive fleet outside of Egypt to the land of Punt. Her envoy brought back treasure, exotic goods, and even the world's first successful transplant of foreign trees. The walls also show her gigantic stone obelisks, which are depicted here on their sides, being transported by boat from the southern city of Aswan all the way to Karnak.
And how far is it from Aswan to here?
Around 130 miles.
It's down the Nile.
Yes. Each one of them about 300 tons.
Impossible. And do we have any idea how many people it took to move them?
More than 500 people.
So she is this incredible builder. She's this incredible ruler. She's a pharaoh.
Yes.
So why isn't she a household name?
Because of her stepson.
Her stepson.
Yes.
That stepson, Thutmose III, would have succeeded her husband after his death, but was too young to assume full power. She sent him away to the military, till 21 years later, he returned to take the throne.
When she died, he became the pharaoh of Egypt, and he started to erase her from history. Look, what happened?
These are statues of her.
Yes. All these heads have been damaged by the king Thutmose III. Even her name erased it from the temple. Even in Karnak, on the obelisk itself, he chiseled her name.
Why did he try to remove her name?
Because she took the throne. Normally, the pharaoh passing the throne of Egypt to his son, but Hatshepsut disrupted that.
The removal of Hatshepsut from the historical record leaves some big questions unanswered. Because her stepson was almost successful in erasing her accomplishments, we're left to ask, what else don't we know about Egypt's most powerful female ruler? The answers might lie to the south, in a remote and mysterious ruin, where archaeologists have uncovered a shocking secret.
I'm headed about 100 miles south of Luxor to a site called Silsila, where archaeologists are uncovering even more secrets to what made Hatshepsut so formidable. To get there, I've rented a pretty serious 4x4 here, which has in the glove compartment, and I swear to you this is true, a huge bag of pita. We're all set for snacks.
The dust is endless, the weather is hot, and the road, well, it gets the job done. After hours behind the wheel, I pull over along the banks of the Nile. The site I'm traveling to can't be reached by road. So I'm linking up with my experts on a shallow-bottomed boat known as a dahabeah. On board are Maria Nilsson and John Ward, archaeologists who have dedicated the last 7 years of their lives to unearthing some of the answers I'm after.
Maria, John, how are you?
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hey there, Josh.
Hi, how are you? Hi. What's your name?
Freya.
Hi, Freya.
Say hi.
Can I have a handshake? Nice to meet you. This is your daughter?
It is our daughter.
Adorable. So, wait, is this your office?
And home.
All in one. Lab as well, as you can see behind you.
Yeah, it's the very first time I've seen a kid's playhouse and a human skull in the same place. This is incredible.
And if these two aren't impressive enough for you, they have another baby on the way.
So you're working in 100-degree heat, raising a 3-year-old, living on a boat on the Nile, 6 months pregnant.
Yes, and that is far easier than to deal with a team.
You are officially my hero, Maria. This is the queen of the Nile right here. It's unbelievable. Okay, so where are we going? Where is Silsila?
Silsila, south of here. It's
Okay.
about a day's travel.
I can handle an evening on this boat.
Excellent.
All right, let's set sail. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We unfurl the sails, and before you know it, John and Maria, as well as the crew, their kid, a dog, and one impressed TV host, set sail on a journey that will take us through the night. And as the sun sets over the land of the dead, the Upper Nile reveals its true charm.
This time of day, anywhere on the Nile, it's just
Perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. There's no better place in the world to be. It's stunning.
You can see why they thought it was divine.
A perfect place.